So this is the low-picking locksmith, and I'm finally live. I can't believe it. Must apologize, the setup is just basic. I haven't been live before. So we're filming with a Nokia, and we're also uploading via the 5G network. So it's a bit of bandwidth constraint. But what we have here, initially, I've had a new model Nitecore, and not that I want to do repairs, but they do come in for repair. I've got this rather basic model here, which I've taken into pieces. Made a previous video about it. This very basic version here belongs to a multi-millionaire, which of course doesn't want to spend any money for the repair. And I have made a setup here where we got a rechargeable cell. And when I switched this on, initially I got some pulses up here. Now Nitecores do take mains voltage, in Australia here to 240 volts, which comes in the yellow socket. Multi-voltage, 100 to 240 volts, 50 or 60 hertz. And Nitecore units also have a DC input, 12 volts, center pin positive, fairly standard. So the AC part of it here, it basically has a fairly decent fuse, a safe fuse. Bridge rectifier on the other side, and it has a smoothing capacity here. I presume there'll be a couple of cheap coils and another smoothing capacity here. And got a chip that does all the chopping, and we've got the chopping transformer. Beautiful separation holes here, so mains doesn't get in any way to publicly accessible contacts. Same on the other side. And we do have another DC-DC converter, which has horrible glue here. And when I initially set this up here, I could see pulses on my ultra cheap oscilloscope, which we have a bit of reflection here, but you're not missing too much. It's basically stopped. Now, if I unplug this and reset it all the way, we may actually get some more pulses coming up here. We clearly see here the Nitecore top display with the LEDs is flashing. It's trying to figure out what kind of battery it is. These Nitecores take anything rechargeable from AAAs to AAs to lithium ions with different technologies. I've got a little switch usually on the side, which you can tell them what kind of lithium ion it is. And if something is wrong, the whole thing will just shut down. Or also if the battery is faulty, it will basically just shut down to protect yourself. So if I take this battery out and put, say, a faulty one in, it will actually detect it. Now I've got one here with a red X. Not very well, easy to see. I'll put this one into here. And again, we see the pulsing here. Oh my, it's really rotten quality, huh? Got to invest into something better. So it pulses, gives you about 30 seconds of testing the battery. You see some flashing. And then it just stops. But this client's been, of course, complaining that the unit's gone faulty, and he ended up having some faulty batteries. So, well, it's up to me to fix it. And I just wondered if I actually got any subscribers here. I'm just looking at my screen here. Fairly boring, I don't know. I haven't got the name out there, but who knows? Eventually, there might be some subscribers. Was David Long one in Sydney. I might be coming live to you here from the city of Cairns, up in the tropical Queensland. Moisture is very high, so it's always a big problem here. We have lots of corrosion. So anything electronic seems to have a short life, and we don't look after. Well, I suppose you could air condition the whole house, dehumidify it. That way it lasts a lot longer. But we just basically have a good look at here. We turn this over. It's much easier done here without the 240 volts in. You can easily see the separation here. The 240 will come in here. You can see the bridge rectifier, the good separation it has. And this is on the secondary side, which has another little DC to DC chopper. And this unit can charge 4 batteries at once. There's a little caveat here that if you put in only 2 batteries, they do charge twice the speed than 4 batteries. So it's one of the sort of features on a on a cut down price product, which you can't really avoid. It looks like got a few tantalum capacitors, which could be SAS, a few surface mount transistors. It's not that much to the circuit. And on the main board, I've seen there's a dedicated microcomputer controller looking after the charging. Okay, so far so good. I will interrupt now my live stream. Simply, there haven't been too many viewers, but maybe later on this can be recalled.